What's up, guys? Welcome back to... What?
This is about me and my car this time. We've had enough videos of my dad's boring truck. Because this is my car, my first car, and we're gonna fix it up to be a sports car.
Okay, you heard it. We're gonna turn a junked out Chevy Impala into a sports car. She's got a lot of plans for this thing. It's gonna be her first car. I bought this thing 5 or 6 years ago for 300 bucks. It had been in a wreck, so it's got mismatched fenders and mirrors and suspension parts. It ran great for a while. I blew a head gasket in it, dumped some Blue Devil in it, ran it for another 2 years with no problems. And then the head finally cracked. And my wife's laughing at me behind the camera. The head finally cracked, and so we're going to pull the car out of the shop, pressure wash the engine, and if you can see this piece of junk engine here, we pulled some parts off of it to fix that one. So basically this engine has a spun bearing, the crank is junk, but it does have good heads. So we're going to use the heads off of this engine, put it in that car, mix match a bunch of parts just to kind of keep with the history of the car. So what do you want to do first?
What was the first thing you suggested?
Hopefully it starts. It was on the charger.
Does it have enough battery?
It was on the charger all night. We'll see if it starts. Well, that's a bummer.
Do you hear that? You don't hear it?
We'll jump try to get it back in.
People are gonna think you're rocking out to the clicking of the...
Yeah.
No, there's music in here.
In your
It
heart?
has a radio. Turn the volume up.
Now that's poutine. Baby coming hot like I'm hopping off the griddle. Pull up on the kid if you're trying to get...
Put your foot on the brake. Put it in neutral. There you go.
Now off the brake?
Yeah. Be ready to brake when I tell you. Stop! 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 Yeah. That intro is 2 weeks ago, because that's how we roll. We take forever to get things done around here. Yeah, as you can tell, it's a little colder out. It's actually 32 degrees. And we got a bunch of stuff in the way. So we're gonna move these tires out of the way, these bikes out of the way. We're gonna get the car back in the shop and start pulling the heads off.
You have a picture of it, right?
Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous. I think somebody used an impact to tighten this thing. We're just gonna have to use an impact to loosen it. That is ridiculous. I don't even remember if I've ever even done an oil change on this car. I think all I've done is add oil to it because it was a $300 car. I highly doubt I tightened that thing that much. That was insane. It's nice having a 2-post lift, but I do wish it would go up higher. Cue the mess. See if I can get... It's already on my hands. I was gonna say, let's see if I can do it without getting it all over my hands.
There's gonna splatter over here.
Oh my goodness. Look at all the water in that oil. That blows my mind how thick that oil is. This is like the consistency of...
Did you not see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Ew, that's disgusting.
It's really weird. It's like greasy, but...
I don't want to touch it.
It's so weird. I've never seen motor oil do that. It's like piling up like grease. Not disgusting in the fact that it grosses me out. It's disgusting that that oil in that engine was that bad. Oops. Okay, I think that's enough footage of oil dripping out of the thing.
All right, well, as you can see, that motor oil was absolutely disgusting. I can't recall if I ever changed the oil in this car or not. I drove it for a couple of years, but it was a $300 car, so I think I just kept adding oil to it and I didn't care what happened to it because I had already put liquid head gasket in it a couple times. So we're gonna get it all back together and I will probably go find the absolute cheapest oil I can find, dump it in there with a couple quarts of automatic transmission fluid and get it up to temperature, run it, and then drain it and just kind of rinse it out. And then put good oil back in it. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and hook some radiator hoses and make a mess and get it back on the ground and get the heads off. That is disgusting.
Go on.
So this is where pulling the engine out of the car sometimes seems like the better idea because since I have a lift, I could have just dropped the thing out of the bottom. There's still a lot of stuff to unhook to do that. But in order to get the bracket off, in order to get to the head, you have to take the AC compressor off. So I've spent most of the day, or at least the last couple hours, just getting stuff out of the way of what I need to get to. So, yeah, how it's going. By the way, when you're trying to take the bolts out that hold your AC compressor on, and you can't figure out why you can't loosen them by hand, sometimes taking the tension belt off makes a pretty big difference. Yeah, I forgot to do that. Alright, that was a lot of work for one little bracket.
Good. Please do it. You made me talk in front of the camera.
It's one thing to talk about cars and engines, but trying to do it in a goofy accent is a completely different.
Well, you already have a goofy face, so it goes perfectly.
That's because it looks like your face. She's so mean to me.
I said mine looked like yours. I take that as an insult.
Take it however you want, you started it. Samantha's back. This is where you're like, okay, Captain Obvious. Alright, we're going to try to get this head off before the end of this video. It's getting towards the end of the day. I've got a date to go on with my lovely wife and some friends. So I just want to take this off and see how bad the head is. And then in the next video, we will be putting gaskets on it and putting everything back together in the reverse process. And I'm going to make her do a lot more of the work. She's been hiding behind the camera all day, and this is supposedly her car. If you look back to the front of the video, I'm like, ew, it's about me. I'm tired of your stupid truck.
That is not how
It's exactly how you said it. Try to follow some standard of taking them off by just doing about 1/8 of a turn at a time in a reverse spiral. Kind of the same way you would tighten them. Even though I really don't think it matters, because like I said, we're not using these heads. Now that they're all loose, we're gonna go ahead and hit it with an impact gun. Oh, look at that, it didn't fall all over me like the last head I took off. Crap. Well, I'm not seeing any obvious cracks. I really thought that I would see something really obvious because of how bad it was overheating and pushing air into the... Oh, that might be it right there, actually. That looks like maybe some head gasket failure. Wow, that really looks bad right through there. Yeah, you can see several spots on this gasket where it doesn't look like it was clamped down very well anymore. A little bit right there. Definitely a lot through here. You can... Wow. Yeah. This whole head gasket right here this ring right here is deformed and tweaked. I would say this is definitely, the ring is actually split in half. Look at that. I would say that is definitely where this thing failed, which would be the number 6 cylinder. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I was about to say she's gonna tell you what we got done today and what to look forward to in the next video, but she's laughing and hiding behind the car. So, what is wrong with you? Man, if you remember back at the beginning of this video, she's like, ooh, it's all about me and my car. And now she doesn't want to talk. So we got it torn down. We figured out where the head gasket was leaking. We're gonna order some parts, and in the next video, we're gonna put this thing all back together and maybe, just maybe, with the help of some WD-40 or some oil on the street, do some front wheel burnouts, because it's not gonna be a very impressive build. It's, well, not really a build, it's just a rebuild. It's a getting it running and drive to work type of a car. Oh man, I'm gonna fire my rider.
Hi, Kaylin!
I'm leaving that in.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna burn your nuts off standing that close to the heater. And like chestnuts roasting. Don't drop my camera, dude.
Talk about bad humor, Dad.
Well, he was practically straddling the heater. Oh man, okay. I'm not sure if that's gonna make it to cut or not. All right, until next time, thanks for watching. That'll have to do.